Hello, YouTube. It's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, season 8, episode 10, prepare for arrival. So we're just going to get on into it. This video ain't going to be too long, guys. It really ain't. It's first things first, it's nice to watch before the 90 days again after a week of hiatus. We're back. We're at the regular season finale at this point. And the first couple I want to talk is the couple I will start with just to get them over with. And that's freaking Emma and Zia. Y'all know I can't stand them. But here's the thing. Last we saw them, Emma and Zia were intimate. And, okay, I'm glad Emma finally got what she wanted. But remember, she's in Morocco. And realistically, it is frowned upon to be doing that in Morocco. And the fact that she outed him the way she did last week was just completely wrong and everything. So now everybody in his area knows that he did what he did because it was spread on national TV. So, I pray that he hasn't gotten much heat for it, but Emma just does not really think when it comes to things like that. But in this episode, it is her birthday. She turned 28, and he has a special plan for her to go out and do some camel riding out in the desert and stuff. So, they prepare and everything. The producers asked Muhammad, "Are you extra happy today?" And he denied doing anything. They tried to get it out of him, but he didn't admit to nothing, which was smart. So they go out to the desert and ride the camels and everything. And Ziyad has prepared this whole, and they're actually staying at this tent place out in the desert, in this area or whatever. And Ziyad planned this whole romantic day for her and everything. He got her on the camel. They had a nice dinner and everything, and he even got her a cake and everything. Emma's delusional self thinking that, my dream is to get proposed on my birthday. Zia knows my dream is to get proposed on my birthday. Zia ain't proposing to you on your birthday. He got all these surprises for you, and the extra surprise was the cake. The cake was good, and whatever. And then she gets back to the her little room in the tent or whatever it was, and she's disappointed. And Zia was just I just feel like she's still hiding something, and I'm just not ready to go any further with her and everything. So the next day, they're still at the desert, and they finally decide to have a conversation. They had a conversation on how the day went, and now it is time to come clean. Emma told Zia that, it was, the day was good, but she really wanted a proposal. And Zia was just like, "I'm not ready to propose to you. You're keeping secrets. I want to know what happened when you ghosted me." So finally, Emma tells Zia that about her ex, Muhammad. She told him that, she came to Morocco before to be with her ex. He cheated on her and everything. She created a profile. She said she wasn't originally looking for, after they broke up, she wasn't originally looking for another Moroccan guy, but it just happened. She created a profile just to stalk him, and then she matched with Ziyad. And then after she matched with Ziyad, she had to ghost, and her and Zia started talking, but then her and Muhammad tried to rekindle something, so she had to ghost Zia. And she admitted to him that she was engaged to him. And we left off with the cliffhanger. And I know that dude's heart is about to be broken, because judging by the still to come previews, we're going to see Emma meet up with Zia. Ugh. Ooh. Oh, no. I knew this was not going to be good. This is not going to be good. I knew it. I really feel bad for Zia. I'm not a huge Zia fan, but I seriously feel bad for Zia right now because Emma is just so delusional. She's goofy, and she's about to hurt that man. And I proud of his judgment and be like, you know what, I'm not falling into her trap of marrying her because this is just ridiculous, in my opinion. It really is. So I hope he really stands his ground. So we'll see what happens, how this all plays out. But I really feel bad for Zia in this moment. So that was Emma and Zia. Next couple I want to talk is Forrest and Sheena. So Forrest and Sheena, we're still Forrest is I love Forrest's skepticism. We've seen him have a conversation with his mom after a few weeks ago. Sheena had lied about her parents, like really stealing her money basically, when it's not really the case, and telling them that her parents are all bad people when they're really not, and everything. So so Forrest and his mom were talking, and Forrest is all skeptical, saying, "Oh, you know, since Sheena came clean and everything, I'm sure she's really not going to do it again, and she feels bad about what happened, and we can move on for this." And the mom was like, "Really? Are you really that delusional thinking that?" And I kind of agree with her. Like really, when he was talking to his mom, I was just like Forrest, I do love your skepticism, but come on, Sheena's a sweet girl, but something is just not adding up here. As they were talking about that, we seen Sheena talk to her dad, and her dad asked Sheena, like, "Why did you tell your in-laws that we were taking your money and everything?" And she was like, "Well, I didn't know what to do. I was afraid to lose Forrest, this, and that." But the dad told her, you know, it is as the parents get older, it is like in our culture the obligation for you to somewhat take care of us a little bit and everything. And the financial burden cannot just all be on Sheena. Like Forrest needs to do something too, basically, and everything. So the dad said that you got to be more honest with Forrest when it comes to this and everything. So we seen Forrest and Sheena and the dad and the stepdad and the sister have like they went to the spa to take this like this like Kama bath or whatever that has like leaves and herbs in it and stuff and everything just to relax and everything. And actually look pretty comfortable in my opinion. And then they all met up again and once again discussed the finances. And something odd like came about. Sheena's dad said that Forrest will not have access to Sheena's account or whatever, even when they get married or whatever. And that was suspicious because after he just said that, everything he said and everything, that was a little suspicious on why he won't allow Forrest to have access. Now, I do know, like, when you get married, mine becomes ours. I mean, I don't know if that's the full case in the Philippines, but I know that's the case here. Mine becomes ours when you get married. So now Forrest and the mom and his mom are still trying, just like really, what the heck, basically. So then Sheena came up with this brilliant idea by saying, "I will send you like a financial graph every week of our finances." And when she said that, Forrest perked up again, be like, "Oh, okay, that works out great. Oh, I trust Sheena now. She's gonna send me a graph every month to see what the finances are, so I know she's not gonna be spending so much." Yeah, okay, yeah, okay, we'll see. We'll see, dude. We'll see. But yeah, it's like none of these stories at this point, it's really confusing. And none of these stories are really adding up at this point. Like somebody is lying. Now, like I said, I will admit that Forrest needs to do more financially to help everything and stuff. It can't just all be on Sheena. But Sheena is a 40-year-old woman. Even in the Philippines, she's still a 40-year-old woman. She needs to really like start become more independent, in my opinion, and try to take better control of the situation. I understand that she doesn't want to hurt anybody. She doesn't want to hurt Forrest or her family, but she's hurting everybody by just lying the way she is. And it's just really confusing on what's really happening. Like, are they going to give the money back to her? Is she keeping the money all for herself? Like, what are we doing here? So I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, that was Forrest and Sheeta. The next couple I want to talk is my favorite couple, Jovan and Annalyn. I say that every week. Annalyn's my girl. So Jovan and Annalyn, after their honeymoon up and down time, they are finally flying to Annalyn's hometown, and so Jovan can meet Annalyn's mother and everything and see how she lives. They get to her hometown. They fly into Manila, and Jovan's first thoughts were, "It's busy." Yeah, it really is busy. When he got to her house and got out the car and had to do a little walking to get to the part of her house, he said that everybody was staring at him, and I understand how he feels. He's like, you know what? There's not hardly anybody here that looks like me. I'm the only African American here, and everything. I feel like I'm being stared at, like a T-Rex and stuff. I feel his pain on that. I do. I do. I know how that feels and stuff and everything. But nonetheless, he's excited to see how Annalyn is living. So they go into the house, and Annalyn has a really, really nice house. Like, it's not poverty. Every time we go to the Philippines, from Rose's first season, and remember Sheila, from David and Sheila a couple years ago on B90. We seen like in the Philippines, some tough conditions, but even Sheena and Annalyn have really nice houses and everything. So mm, now Jovan has said that he's been sending Annalyn $600-$700 a month. And so when he walked into the house and saw everything nice, he's seen all these pictures of Annalyn's travels and stuff and everything. And he's just like, I see dollar signs. And he also said that, Annalyn took him upstairs. She said it's like really hot upstairs, so she mostly sleeps downstairs and everything. And Jovan is just like looking around, just like, see, this is where all my money's going to. I kind of wish Anna would downgrade a little bit. And when he said downgrade, I'm like, dude, you should be happy Annalyn is living like this. Because one, this is your wife. Now, I've been siding more with Jovan on a lot of other things, but this one, I'm not. I'm clearly on Anna's side on this. Like, one, this is your wife. Two, how the Philippines are, and you're sending her $600-$700 a month, and she ain't scamming you. She's using that to upgrade herself. She ain't gonna downgrade. When you downgrade in the Philippines, then you're gonna be in a Rose and Sheila position. No. And I said this before when we first met Jovan and Annalyn. When sending all that money for, they're married, so he should be doing this. But a regular boyfriend and girlfriend, I wouldn't be sending that much like over there. It's not because like I would love to help my partner over there, but the thing is sometimes you just got to really be cautious on if you're sending money, you got to really be cautious, because some people will scam. Some people will ask you for money, you send them money, and then they block you. But Annalyn didn't do that. So you're sending her $607 a month. She's using it for the right reasons, dude. Just saying. Like, you should be happy she's not like hardcore struggling. Because like I said, we've seen other Filipinas in seasons where it was a struggle. And Annalyn, he even said the house is the biggest on the block. That's good. So Annalyn's doing this the right way. So what's the problem? But anyway, after Annalyn shows him the tour around the house, her mom comes down, and her mom gives them a big hug, big three-way hug and everything. And she said she was excited to meet Jovan and everything, and glad he's here and this and that. So it was a beautiful moment, that one. But him saying that she should downgrade a little bit kind of irritated me, because that was messed up, and that was really messed up. So so judging by the still to come preview, she might be pregnant. Hmm. 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 Okay. So I can't wait to see how this all plays out. But anyway, that was Jovan and Annalyn. Next couple I want to talk is Aviva and Stig. So Aviva and Stig, we haven't seen them for a while, but Aviva and Stig, remember the last time we saw them, Aviva went to his concert, and then when he played that Vicky song, she was on the phone and it irritated him. This episode, we seen them go out on a date on the beach, and it really felt weird, because like they went to this beach where like there was like service. They had like a date literally on the water. There was like it was like a table set up literally in the water, and like a waiter in the water coming to get their orders and stuff. I have never seen a beach resort like that where they're actually having service, like 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 dining services literally in the water. It was pretty interesting. It was pretty cool. So Aviva and Stick, they started just talking about what happened at his show and everything, and that there's just trust issues there. Like he has trust issues with her, because now he was wondering, like, were you texting like a guy or some girl, some your people back in Arizona? She's like, no, I would never do that to you and everything. But you're on stage with other women. So she was just like, I thought that he was just mad at me being on my phone, but now he's turning into a jealousy thing. So now Stig came up with the idea that maybe him and Aviva should not be having unprotected sex. Because remember, they've been having unprotected sex to try to get pregnant on this trip. Now he wants to back away from that and use protection. And Aviva's just like, if you want to, I guess, okay. And it seemed like she was a little disappointed by that, but now I'm like, no, like you're still going to be doing it. Now you just want to use protection. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what y'all should have been doing in the first place, in my opinion. So I don't understand why she got a little, yeah, I don't know about it, but whatever. So after that, they once again tried to make up, and then they decided they leave, and then Aviva's Aunt Spring has arrived. Remember, when we first met Aviva, her Aunt Spring is about to divorce this guy from Belize as well, and she has to go to Belize to complete her divorce. And she knows a lot about steak and everything. So Aviva and Stig go to this restaurant, and they meet up with Aunt Spring, and Aunt Spring gives Stig a hug, and Stig is just like really on edge with her. She's like, "Is this the aunt that stalks me and told you about Vicky and all that and everything?" And she was like, "Yeah, but just please be nice." I'm like, "I'll be nice, but ugh." So he's being nice to her, and she's like, "Oh, he's such a smooth talker and everything. I see why Viva loves you and everything, but we're gonna have a conversation." So at this little restaurant, Stig and Aunt Spring go to have a conversation, and the first thing she says is that, "I heard about you. I seen you around," and she pulls up a picture of him, and she's like, "Is this you?" And we left off with that. And Spring coming in with the receipts. She coming in with the receipts, because she's really not playing. But my thing is with that is that why don't you just focus on your divorce instead of worrying about what your niece is doing? If your niece is really in trouble, like, she's smart enough, she'll figure it out. Focus on your divorce. Don't be coming in starting trouble and stuff, in my opinion. But But I mean, it's family. That's what family's for. So I can't say too much about that. So, so yeah, that was Aviva and Stick. Next couple I want to talk is Laura and Beercon. So Laura and Beercon, they had that last time we saw them. It was kind of tense because Beercon had told Laura about his gambling addiction and everything. So in this episode, she's really taken aback after their nice little romantic date in the castle and stuff and everything. And he's really being like really all lovey dovey to her and everything, and just trying to like still kind of be nonchalant about it, and she's still like falling in that trap basically. So they went on a date. The next day, they decided to go on a date on a really nice romantic boat ride. I will admit, BeerCon does really like Laura. Like, I was hesitant at first. I thought it was just like a experiment for him, but I could really tell that he really likes Laura. They go on a romantic date, and he actually opens up about his little injury from soccer. And in other countries they call it football. I'm used to our football, our American football is soccer and everything else. But he talked about a soccer injury and an ex. He said after his injury, he was in a hospital, and like his ex like broke up with him over text around that time and never came to see him or whatever. So he was hurt by that and everything. And he really loves Laura, and he even got her this nice little bouquet of flowers and everything. So, I mean, Laura, I know like she's like infatuated with how he treats her and everything with these little romantic gestures and stuff and everything, but you have to be careful. By the way, Laura, you are a 47-year-old fifth grade teacher. You're a teacher. Come on now. These are red flags. These are red flags to the T. So I don't know, and I can't wait. And judging by the previews still come, we still got her best friend Michael coming up. So Michael's going to be coming up and starting some drama too. So I can't wait for the rest of the season. I can't wait. But yeah, that was enough with Laura and Beercon. And the last couple we're gonna talk is freaking Lisa and Daniel. Yo, Lisa's annoying. And you know what? Both Lisa and Daniel, I will admit at this point, they're scamming each other. Because last when we left off, Lisa was talking to Daniel's friends and everything, and they brought up, I guess, a girl that Daniel was talking to before he met Lisa and everything. And so after that, Lisa is just all upset about what happened. We see her at a pool and everything, and Daniel comes in, and they started talking about it. And Daniel decides to lie. She was like, so who is this girl that you were talking to? Let's more about her. Like, I do have a picture of her and everything. I'll show you. And Lisa pulls out a picture, and she said, and he was like, oh, I never talked to her. I never talked to her. And she's like, you're lying. Why are you lying? You're lying. I had the screenshots. I deleted them, but this girl reached out to me and said that to watch out for you, basically. He's like, I'd never seen that girl in my life. And what proof do you have? I want to see proof. I want to see proof. And Lisa was just like, well, you want me to message her? And he's like, yeah, I want proof. I want evidence. So Lisa pulls out her phone and sends the message to the girl, and then she walks away. Lisa walks away and starts crying. She starts crying and like, Daniel's not this and that. Why is he lying? If he would just come clean and admit, yeah, he was talking to her, and everything would just be done and everything. I feel like he has all these secrets. I know I got my secrets, but this is different and everything. So then the girl texts Lisa and said, hey, yeah, I'm trying to look for the screenshots. I can't find them, but I don't know why, but I'm not making it up. He is lying. And Lisa says, I'm down here and I do plan on marrying him. And she's like, girl, you're crazy if you want to marry this guy. So she starts crying again, and Daniel comes to comfort her. And he was like, let me see the picture again. And then he's like, oh, okay. She showed him another picture. And he was like, oh, okay, I have talked to her. But he was like, I have talked to her. before I met you, when I talked to you, I stopped talking to her. The producers asked him, like, why did you say that you weren't? And he was just like, I've already been caught. You know, I didn't want to make it worse, but I guess I made it worse by not saying that. Well, no, duh, Sherlock, and everything. But Lisa's delusional self, she decides to forgive him because she's like, I got some big secrets in the past that I still gotta admit. And if Daniel can forgive me if I can forgive Daniel for this, hopefully he can forgive me for me when I tell him my secret and stuff. And it's just like, yeah, I know Daniel wants to come to America, and Lisa is just delusional as she can be. So yeah, they're both scamming each other, in my opinion. So that was basically it, guys. We did not see Rick and Trisha, thank God. And next week, finally, we're gonna see Elise next week. Elise, remember Elise from Hunt for Love? She's finally making her appearance on B90 next week. She's gonna be with this guy named Joshua. We seen the Still to Come preview. And she's gonna be going crazy. Remember when she went crazy after Rob on the first couple episodes? She's gonna be going even crazier for this guy. So I'm here for it. In the Still to Come previews, we're gonna see Forrest and Sheena. Forrest wanting to stay in the Philippines. I think he's back home now because they were on TikTok. I guess they were on TikTok the other day. But Forrest is going to want to stay in the Philippines, and Mother Molly's not going to be happy. Jovan and Annalyn, like I said, there's going to be a possibility that Annalyn's pregnant. Laura and Bearcom Michael's gonna come out, and it's gonna stir some drama. I can't wait to see what happens with Aviva and Stig and Emma and Ziet. Emma's gonna be possibly meeting up with her ex Muhammad and everything. Rick and Trisha, it looks like they are gonna still try to make it work, and they're gonna meet Trisha's family, and they're not gonna like Rick. So I cannot wait for the second half of this season. So yeah. But anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Get more subscribers. Love you guys so much. We're growing. I'm going to keep saying it every time. We're growing. But I thank you guys so much for your love and support. I'll be back on tomorrow and Tuesday to recap 90 Day to Single Life, because we have a lot to talk about in Single Life too. Because there's some things I do want to talk about behind the scenes that I don't normally do, but some things are just, we got a lot to talk about when we do our Single Life recap. So be on the lookout for that. But until then, again, thank you guys so much, and I'll see y'all again soon. Bye, y'all.